You're listening to The John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Ferris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's The John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris. Good Wednesday morning to you, Mr. Ferris.
It is Wednesday, and it's been a while. We're going to be giving away like a top-end oil change.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it has been a while since we've given that
We had
prize.
other people like horning in on the prize. Like they wanted to give away their prizes, so we finally got all those people.
We had nice stuff. We had concert tickets, stuff like that.
A lot of great stuff.
Great stuff. That's all gone, so now it's we're doing Tire Motive.
Fantastic.
Good stuff.
Hey, this is great. I understand your mom moved to town, John?
Yes, she did.
Barb's now in Sioux.
Yes,
she
she
can
is.
listen. She can listen on our station. She used to live in Huron, my hometown, and she would listen.
She used to live in Huron. She ran Huron.
Well, and the John and Heidi Show is on a radio station in Huron called Tiger 95 that plays current music.
Okay.
And my mother would listen to things like Cardi B just so she could hear us. She's like, well, I'm not a big fan of the music. I'm like, well, that's not up to me, Mom.
Interesting.
So, hi, Mom. Love you.
Interesting.
Thanks for listening.
Well, this should make it easier for you then. It happens to be National Take Your Parents to Lunch Day.
Oh, hey, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, we should do that.
I'm going to take my mom to lunch today.
My guess is this was made up by like the Restaurant Association. Just a guess.
Or parents everywhere.
Take your parents to lunch day. Happy birthday today, too. He's the Wolverine, ladies and gentlemen. Hugh Jackman.
He seems like a nice dude.
He seems like fun.
Yeah.
He's been in so many things, but still one of my favorites, and it's kind of cheesy depending on how you look at it, but it's a little film called Real Steel.
Oh.
Never seen it.
And it has to do with
Skating?
well, boxing robots, actually.
What?
It's a cool story, and it's pretty well done.
Huh.
Heidi's mocking me.
I
He
am
kinda is.
totally mocking.
So I'm going to jot this down. We got to watch Real Steel.
Yes, you do. You will love it. And you know what? You'll probably cry. Well, John, you will.
John will cry.
John will weep openly.
I do.
It's weird. Hand me a tissue.
I do that quite often.
I mentioned, he was 54 today. Remember Adam Rich?
Adam Rich.
Cute little Dickens, little actor. 8 is Enough, played Nicholas Bradford.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Way back in the day. I think the series ended in the early 80s, 81,
Yeah.
82, something like that.
It was 8 is Enough, and then another network had Just the 10 of Us. Remember that?
No.
Yeah, there were
I
two.
remember that.
There were two shows, almost identical.
I didn't watch it, but I remember
Just the
it.
10 of Us and 8 is Enough. And I was like, why wouldn't there have been a show with 9? Do we
John's
just
always
ignore 9
wondering.
completely here? What happened?
And they never asked me because as a parent, 2 is plenty.
That would have been a great show.
Starring me, 2 is plenty.
2 is
Dan
plenty.
Ferris and 2 is plenty.
And I'm questioning this one.
1 would have been fine.
Adam Rich is 55 today, out of the
Happy
acting
birthday.
biz. Ran into a lot of trouble, actually.
Oh, really?
Was arrested, cuffed, stuffed for robbing a pharmacy in 91.
Oh, yeah. The child actor syndrome.
Yeah, then did
Yeah,
You
that's
went through that, too,
unfortunate.
though, as a child actor.
I'm still going through that.
Yeah. Dan's a child star as well.
Yeah, I'm just a better-looking Macaulay Culkin, actually, basically. And Mike Seaver from Growing Pains,
Yeah.
Kirk Cameron.
Yeah. He's got a standing
love it.
offer
I
to be a
still
guest
love
on my
him.
program, and he
He's
still hasn't done
53
it.
today. I know you've been chasing him.
I've talked to his sister, and I've talked to several other people.
You've talked to Candace?
Yeah, a couple times.
I love Candace.
She is wonderful.
She's one of my favorite Hallmark movies. I can't believe I said that out loud.
And
OMG.
one of the companies that, like every movie that he's in, they send me press release and go, hey, would you like to talk to somebody? Because we've got people from this film available. And every time I go, hey, if Kirk is available, I'd love to talk to him. And they're like, well, we'll see who we can get. And then I get some
We've
guy
got the key grip.
We've got this guy's he's a janitor in one scene. But
Because it seems to me,
you can talk to
watching
Mike.
Kirk from when he was a kid,
Yeah.
doing Growing Pains, it seems like he'd be more than happy to give you 10 minutes.
I think so too, but he's got people that are protecting them.
His people.
They don't realize that, being on this program, I don't ask any tough questions.
My favorite part about Growing Pains, and I couldn't believe they did this, but they did because it was in the 80s. Mike Seaver, who was Kirk Cameron, Seaver, his best buddy, his little
Boner.
Boner. It's
Boner.
Like, let's call him Boner.
Yeah.
Why would they have had that?
I know. I know.
Isn't that weird?
Hilarious.
Played by Andrew Koenig.
Yeah.
I believe his name was like Stray something. His last name in the series had
Stray
the
Bone
word
or
bone
something.
in it. Yeah. So anyway, I think we've dwelled on that plenty, don't
I think
you?
we sure have.
It was
Wow.
1915 this very day, John and Heidi. 1915, the Ford Motor Company manufactures its 1 millionth automobile, Detroit, Michigan.
Really? A million.
Our dog is excited about it. I don't know if they can hear that. She's in the other room barking for you, Dan.
There were actually 3 different models by then in the Ford Motor Company.
Oh, really?
There were 3 priced anywhere from $440 up to their town car, which was the luxury model. This had all the bells, whistles, everything. A Ford Town Car in 1915 would set you back $690.
Woo!
Unless they moved it to the fairgrounds, then prices had never been lower.
Oh, that's funny.
1773, America's first asylum opens.
Oh, wow.
For, and I quote, persons of insane and disordered minds.
1773?
In Virginia.
Wow. I wonder, is it still open, do you know? Or?
I don't know, but I look around these days, they should have franchised it.
They need to bring them back.
Bring them back.
We ended up closing a lot of them.
Yeah.
Actually,
A lot of them
under
got
the
shut
Reagan
down
years.
70s, 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them. Well,
And now the
just,
crazies
Big
just
mistake.
hang out on Twitter.
just let them live in the streets. 1977. I love this story so much. It was 1977. Hypnotist/psychic Ronald Markham, known by the stage name of simply Romark,
Okay.
pulls a pretty wicked publicity stunt after proclaiming he could in fact drive a car completely blindfolded. Public said, yeah, go man, this would be great. So they tied his face off. He got behind the wheel, fired the car up, shifted into drive, and really within a matter of, not even a city block, he hits the gas, slams into the rear end of a parked police van.
Hey, he didn't lie. He could do it. Just not well.
When asked what the heck the deal was there, he claimed, no kidding, the great Romark claimed the van was parked in a, quote, psychic blind spot.
Oh, well, that's what happened.
He's actually released 2 albums over the years.
No
You can
kidding?
actually buy these things. Yeah, one's entitled Relax, You're Going to Quit Smoking. The other is
Okay.
Relax, You're Going to Lose Weight.
I need to try that one.
Yeah.
Then I'll probably have a psychic blind spot
Yeah,
episode.
punch
and
him
it
up.
won't
He's
work.
still out there. Romark.
I have to try that.
Very
Blindfolded,
interesting.
So there
that's
you go.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Dan.
I found it interesting.
That actually wasn't supposed to be interesting.
But it is.
That's a
That's
difference.
com-
But it
That's
is
coming.
interesting.
She's
Okay.
looking ahead because she's psychic. She saw
I know.
whatever you're talking about is going
I'm
to be
just
interesting
saying,
soon.
it was interesting.
And you're waiting for
Do
me
you
to
disagree?
say, hey, I do not disagree. I love this story very much. Thank you. Wow, Heidi, without you, I'd be less than what I am. And that's digging low.
Oh, that's good.
I know, you know. We all know. We just bounce ahead.
Gonna do that. It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At BetterCreditCards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Time now for Back to the Basics in Healthcare with Balanced Life Chiropractic, and we have Dr. Harley joining us. How you doing, Dr. Harley?
Hey, John. I'm doing fantastic. Excited for another week.
Absolutely. Now, in the past, we've talked about a lot of different things. We talked about technology last week, which is really cool. You guys use some really cool technology. Today, we're going to talk about technique, because you use, every chiropractor, I suppose, probably uses their own technique, don't they?
Right. Yeah. So we've kind of been walking through some of the different things we do in our office. So what makes us different, too, is our technique, right? Like, so there's over 200 techniques out there for chiropractic adjustments. And, you know, people like sit in their stomach, I gotta have this one, I gotta have this one. They all work. It's just a matter of how much time you're willing to let them work. Some might work right away. Some it might, it's kind of more of a gradual change. It kind of depends on your personal preference. I always say shopping for a chiropractor is like shoe shopping. There's so many different shapes, styles, and fits. What works for one person doesn't always work for everybody else. Sometimes you have to try a few out. Because when people say, well, I went to a chiropractor, it didn't work. Or I heard not great things about chiropractic. It's like, well, that's one way of looking at it. There's hundreds more out there that could be just as effective. Sometimes you do have to try a few out, though.
And everybody's going to have their own opinions, and there are some people that it's their opinion, so they're right, but that doesn't mean that they're right. So
Right.
just because their opinion is their opinion doesn't make it accurate.
Right. I mean, just like any sort of car salesman, doctor out there, there's like some good ones, some not so great ones. Like I said, some work for some don't work for everybody else.
Yeah, we're very happy with Balanced Life Chiropractic. Now, what is the technique that you use? Is there a name for the technique?
Right. It's called torque release technique. So
That's what I was going to call it.
or we call it TRT for short. Now, most chiropractors do more of what is like a manual style type of adjusting, which is very effective. We found that instrument adjusting is just as effective. To me, it takes a lot of the human error out of things because the instrument's always going to be firing at the same speed.
Very precise.
Same frequency. I look at it kind of like it's a sniper rifle versus a shotgun approach. We're being able to be pinpoint specific, adjusting exactly what needs to be adjusted. So there's nothing wrong with manual style adjusting. It's just what we have found to be a little bit better, faster, effective with especially all walks of life. We are able to adjust little kiddos or even older adults that maybe have some health complications where they can't get normally adjusted. It's a great way to kind of breach, the middle between those.
And instead of manhandling where you're like twisting and turning and cracking and popping, it just seems to be, like I said, very precise.
Right. It's a very gentle approach to it. Like I said, the instrument itself packs a lot of power and a little bit of time, a little bit of area. It fires at 1/10,000th of a second. So we don't have to use as much force because it fires so much faster. It's like no one can actually physically adjust that fast. So we don't have to use as much force. So it's able to be a lot more gentle on our patients. And I don't have to move you. You get to just lay down, relax.
Fall asleep if you want.
Some people have, yep. It's like just more of a gentle way of looking at it versus having to put you in like a pretzel maneuver or anything like that.
Nice. If somebody listening is going, hey, I've been to a chiropractor in the past, and that's not how they did it. And maybe they've got kind of a negative connotation in their mind of what a chiropractor is. If they would like to have that fixed, they would like to have that connotation fixed, I encourage them to come see Balanced Life Chiropractic. How do they get a hold of you?
Right. To me, it's never bad to have a second opinion or to look into different things. It's always great to have more information, more education about stuff so you can make the best decision for you and your family's health. So all it takes is just coming in and starting with a conversation with us, finding out what's going on and how we can help you. So they can give us a call at 605-215-1785 or shoot us a message on our Facebook page, Balanced Life Chiropractic. We'd love to help.
Very nice. And you can also find them online at their website, which is balancedlifesd.com.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
And now stuff Dan finds interesting.
It is time for Stuff Dan finds interesting.
You go, John.
You know what I'm talking about. It's all this practice of Dan being on.
Fantastic.
It is time for Stuff Dan finds interesting. What do you find interesting on this Wednesday?
Well, it did catch my ear because every now and again, John,
Yeah.
and thank you for that. You'll send me a little something that you find interesting, see if I find it interesting. Yeah. And this kind of hit a nerve with me because it was just so funny.
I don't remember what it is.
It's hobbies. It's like young people, and they refer to them as granny hobbies.
Okay, yeah.
And the reason I found this interesting is this great conversation. I talked to my daughter Sadie, and this was, I don't know, 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, what you up to, sweetheart? I'm just sitting here doing some needle pointing. I said, what now?
Yeah.
Some what?
Doing needle point. I said, what? Dad, needlepoint? Well, no, I don't know. Don't raise your voice to me, child. That's what she does. She needlepoints first thing in the morning. She does it because she's got 2 little kids now, and she's really good at it. But I thought, that's like grandma stuff.
Could she needlepoint like patterns and stuff?
Yeah.
Could she make me like a needlepoint Sunny?
She can make whatever you want, John.
You should ask her to make me one. What does it cost in her little sweatshop?
I have no idea. Well, I'm her dad. I'd probably get you a deal.
Hey, give me a deal.
All there is. And so you sent me this little article, and it's about people on 40 and under. So it's like, the youthfuls, Generation Z, millennials, whatever, that a lot of them over the past couple of years have taken up what are construed as granny hobbies. For instance, crafting, baking, gardening, playing cards, puzzles, collecting whatever, couponing, antiquing and sewing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of them.
I think that's bizarre that baking is considered a granny because everybody likes to bake.
Well,
of course, maybe I'm just a granny.
Yeah.
That's my granny hobby, I suppose.
Okay, for instance, I've been in 2 what you would construe as serious relationships
Yeah.
in the last 40 years. One was like 15 years, one was 16 years.
Right.
Neither of these ladies knew, I don't think they knew where the kitchen was. And if I saw them in the kitchen, I said, did you lose your way?
My
Are
favorite
you
story about
lost?
that
Are you
was
lost?
when you talked to one of them about, I'm gonna make lasagna.
Oh,
Lasagna.
I'm gonna make lasagna. And then I got home a few hours later. You're like, "Where's the lasagna?" And then she said,
I just remembered.
I remembered I don't know how to make lasagna.
"I love that."
But there's Domino's coupon in the junk drawer.
That's a funny.
There you go.
Dan's all excited. Oh, yeah, lasagna. She's never made me lasagna.
So yeah, literally like 50% of millennials and Generation Z have taken these things up. And they say it's great for stress relief.
Well, it's a good thing.
Great way to connect to the past, whatever. And just broke it down kind of regionally here. What are the most popular granny hobbies for the younger generation going on? North Dakota, it's couponing.
Oh, wow. Again, that doesn't seem like a hobby, but yeah, I suppose.
Well, you can take it to the nth degree.
Oh,
I mean, you
yeah.
can.
Some of that's just like a sickness at a certain point.
Minnesota, and this doesn't surprise me, especially anywhere north
Fishing.
of the Twin Cities, it's playing cards.
Oh,
Okay.
That's a nice hobby.
But cards, and not just poker. I'm talking
Pinochle.
like, pinochle
Yeah.
games
Like
like that. Let's
Gin
see.
rummy.
Iowa, same thing, playing cards.
Okay.
That's the big one. In Wisconsin, just overall crafting.
Oh, nice.
And Nebraska is scrapbooking,
Oh, wow.
as is South Dakota.
Scrapbooking is the biggest hobby
Scrapbooking.
here.
Yeah, for this particular age group.
Huh.
That's cool.
I think that is kind of, you guys got hobbies besides finding houses you don't like and buying them?
I bake and cook. I love to bake.
I know
and
you do.
cook.
You're really good at
Yeah,
it.
I love it.
I was told that my comedy is my hobby. My wife told me, no, this is your
That's
hobby.
not a granny hobby, though.
Yeah, I know. It's
Not a granny
but
hobby.
it's clean comedy, so it's kind of a granny hobby.
It's not. So, yeah, that's weird. But yeah, getting back to my daughter, the needlepoint thing, she's really good at it. And she's also, man, you just never know. It's like growing up, I never would have suspected this in my life. She's a certified licensed beekeeper.
That's
Yeah.
right.
She
That's
literally
right.
has thousands of honeybees.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so she's like a bee rancher.
That's becoming more and more
Yeah.
popular too.
I spent a week as an unlicensed beekeeper. Then I found out they were hornets. I was not a very good beekeeper. There's no honey coming
Wow.
from these things.
So wait, let's wrap things up to give away a little something on a
Yeah,
there we
Wednesday.
It's
go.
Wednesday. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't forget.
Been a while
Oh, hey,
since
you'll
we've
be
done
proud
this.
of me, Dan.
I doubt it, but go ahead.
Last week while you were gone, I gave away all of my prizes, and I emailed everything to you because I don't know where any of the prizes are.
Yeah, I saw it. I did get those emails.
I was like, here's our Thunder Road Thursday.
I was
No idea
backpacking
where these
across
are.
Europe trying to find myself when all of a
Like Friday,
sudden,
enjoy your time off, but when you get back, you've got some work to
I got
do.
to find a mailbox to get rid of a Thunder Road gift card. Our good friends Mike and Darren and the whole darn team at Tire Motive. And
Love
again,
those
I
guys.
can't stress
Good
this
guys.
enough. I've trusted them with my vehicles for over 15 years
Oh, yeah.
now.
Yep.
They were the only people I would let wrench on my Mustang.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty picky
Yeah,
I
they're
love
good
those guys.
because they're pretty darn good. And they're good enough to occasionally give us certificates good for a free oil change.
You say,
And I'm not talking about the rock bottom bulk oil thing. It'd be up to a $50 value, say if
Yeah.
you're running synthetic oil in
Good
your
stuff.
car. They'll take care of you.
Yep.
So congratulations to Jennifer Morrison.
all right, Jennifer.
This Wednesday, got herself a freebie oil change from Tire Motive, driven by service on North Marion Road. And
Thank
that,
you,
my
guys.
friends, is that.
There
Dan,
we go.
thanks for coming in, man.
Thanks a lot for having me. Have a fantastic, blessed day. I'll catch up with you tomorrow.
It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Wednesday, October 12th, 2022. Equity markets went on a wild ride Tuesday, first falling more than 1% to set a new low, then later rebounding 1% at the high of the day, then closing with a loss. The move was driven in part by the rising fear of the FOMC and recession, and in part by value hunters who stepped in to take advantage of the low prices. The move may indicate a bottom in the market, but it is a near-term bottom at best, and one that may not last long. The PPI is due out today and the CPI tomorrow, and both figures could be hot. The real takeaway from the reports, however, will be the impact on the Fed outlook, and that will be minimal without a major slowdown in consumer inflation, which is not expected. Reports from most of the U.S. 10 largest financial institutions are due out by the end of the week. The banks are expected to post revenue gains, but the outlook for earnings is mixed. If the banks' margins shrink or are forced to hold back more in capital reserves than expected, it could send the market even lower. You can get the inside track at marketbeatminute.com.